Greetings and salutations, the Vikings. Welcome to the most anticipated, most wishlisted game on Steam, Manor. These episodes, or this series, will be 40 to 50 minutes episodes. We're gonna construct our village together. We're gonna have somewhat of a high challenge, so there will be definitely some sort of skirmishes and battles going on as well. We're gonna dive deep into the game. We're gonna have a look at all its mechanics and the possibilities, what you can do, and dissect it and explore it together. I hope that we're gonna have multiple episodes per week. I hope that I will be able to encourage you to interact and comment on the videos in order what we should tackle next. What would you like to see? And of course, if this channel gets to 1,000 subscribers and we're able to get support to the channel, all supporters will get a named villager or a soldier of retinue, being part of the noble army, and the person then can design the retinue to their liking. We're gonna go through all of that, what we can do and how to create them on a later part in our series. On top of that, we also have a giveaway for everybody who is commenting and liking and subscribing to the channel through these episodes. They're automatically assigned to it, and we're gonna pick at the end of the series a random winner. Code will go out somewhere around probably on release of the game. And with that, I will disappear here from the scene so you have a full enjoyment of what is going on. We're gonna start creating our lords and our banner. And also, if you have suggestions for the town name, please be so kind as to write it in the comments. So, let's have a look here. We are having here a set of portraits that we can choose. Let's see, who is looking closest to my charming face? This would be this here. Small, stern eyes, good beard. I had long hair before I donated it for making a wig for kids who had cancer. And since then, I'm trying to grow it back, but we're getting there. Also, what I love a lot is you can create your own banner and upload it here, and just load it to the specific direction in your computer, and then you can have your own banner. But then again, the coat of arms that you can make is fantastically detailed. The coat of arms are fantastically detailed, as in you have a lot of options what field you want to have in what kind of symbols, what kind of pattern it should have, if it should have multiple fields, if it should be diverse like that, and so on and so forth. Me living in Austria and born in Romania and Viking by heart, I think I will try to make something red, white, red, or go for the Romanian flag and have something split in 3, something like that, and have then the Romanian flag going on. I'll experiment with this, and I'll see you towards the end. We're gonna make a little bit of a speed up here until I figure out what kind of banner I want to have. There we go. I found my coat of arms, 3 swords with a black and red corner, and then we've used one of these symbols and scale it up so that it's scale it down actually, so that we have a lot of instances of this kind of like red and white play going on over here that we're gonna use for our somewhat Austrian lineage over here. I'm gonna call him, of course, Kormakr. For those who are unfamiliar with Icelandic names, you can also call me just Korm if that is easier for you. Kormakr is an Icelandic Viking name standing or meaning the explorer, the traveler. And I think it's very fitting, and I got this one in my times of medieval fighting, learning to fight with shield and axe in a local group over here. Such the adventure of Kormaker begin. We have our coat of arms, but we do not have a city, aka a town's name. I'll leave that one up to you. Be inspired by maybe Austrian city names, be inspired by Norse mythology and Norse stories. And I'm very curious what kind of city names and town names you will come up with. And with that, we're moving on over to our game setup. We have 3 options here. Rise of Prosperity, where you just try to make a big town and go to the maximum of what is available. There will be some events like droughts and other things that will happen from nature, hindering your process a little bit and make it a little bit exciting. We don't have any combat over here, and you don't have any threat level. Then we have our Restoring the Peace, where we have to claim the territories, while an exterior AI will also send in troops to claim territories themselves. At the moment, AI opponents are not implemented. They're still in work in progress, and we're going to get more of that later on in production line. I'm very excited to see them. For the moment, they're simulated building the same things that we do outside of the map and sending in their troops in order to claim certain things. And then we have, of course, On the Edge, where you are trying to survive. The difficulty is very harsh. You will get raided constantly, and you will have to basically know what to do in order to survive the first year. Leave aside the winter and try to survive the winter. You will be attacked very, very soon. We're going to go with the Restoring the Peace. 2 territories in the north are claimed by an illegitimate baron whose castle is located off the map. Bandit camps reside in the others unclaimed regions. Build and expand your own pace. When ready, challenge the Baron for the northern territories. Conquer every region is our victory condition over here. So, off-map adversaries present. AI aggression is balanced. Raider frequency will be medium. We're going to have some raids. Initial bandit counts will be 1. We're going to leave it all on pretty much normal. Standard. We're going to get an armament delivery. So we get some sort of free armaments for our first militia, so to say. And here we can also set how our requirements for our residentials are, if they want a lot of things or not. And so on. I think we're gonna leave it on overall normal, just for an normal average experience. Maps so far we have only the early access map, but there will be more to come, and bigger ones, if I understood it correctly as well. And with that, our adventure begins. And here we are. We have 5 families living over here. We have so far no living spaces. We have no family assigned to any work station or specific job. And unassigned workers are our builders and are also transporting the timber with the ox left and right. Overall over here is our population. We can see our approval rates of the villagers. The more they like us, the more likely we'll get people coming in. The better their morale will be when we are enlisting them into militia. How the order is looking. Our regional wealth that can be increased later on with taxation and treasuries. How many animals we have in livestock. And how is our fuel and food stock looking. For the moment, we're going to leave it with Eichenau. I'll leave it up to you. We should change the name in the comments down below. And then we have, of course, our resources tab that starts with simple things like timber that can be upgraded to planks. Then we have stone, we have tools, we have wooden parts, roof tiles, blocks, and so on and so forth. Lots of food variations, lots of fuel variations, lots of crops variations. And then a fantastic array of crafting materials that can be then over on be reduced to commodities or to military items. Good. With that, let's have a look at our first message over here. Victory condition dominance. Build up your town, your banner, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. Fair enough, fair enough. So, I love it. I love that you can zoom in very far and very close. And on top of that, you have a very high detail. I mean, look at the reflections of the puddles. And on top of that, you have also the visit mode. This is, of course, an early access implementation, so bugs might and can be happening, but you can stroll around in your village and have a look how it has evolved, and have a look up close what your fellow villagers are doing. But more to that later when we have a little bit of a bigger settlement to look upon. So, let's see what we need first in order to survive here. The first things we need will, of course, be a source of food and to, well, bring our food under shelter. Because if the weather turns bad, our tools, our bread, and our firewood might get destroyed, and we're gonna lose the initial resources that we get. For that, let's have a look at something to store our things in. Like a granary, for example, and a storehouse. This will cost us 2 wood. This will cost us 2 wood and 10 stone. We have 8 wood, so that will, well, will be minus a 4 in total. That would leave us enough to make a logging camp and leave us with 2 more wood to maybe create a woodcutter's lodge, but more likely something to go and take care of food. Let's have a look here. We have a high supply of clay. That's why the crown is up there. A very rich deposit. We have a very rich deposit of wild animals. We have a somewhat of a good berry deposit back over there. Over here we have some stone, and it looks also we have an iron deposit. So overall we have a decent starting location compared to the other places. So first up, we need food, of course. So let's have a look here. How close can we build this to them until they will not like us interacting with their territory and push the wild animals away? That looks good. So up here will be our hunter's hut. Will be the first production. So we get food in, and then we're gonna have a look at the underground water. Okay, these are the places where we're gonna able to place a well. Good. And let's also have a look at the fertility level of the land. So I can see that we can use this flank to make farms. Also like this center part. How's it looking for flax? Flax is whatnot, maybe back there or not in this region at all. We might use that for grabbing another region and to see if we can make some flax there. How is it looking for barley? If you want to make some beer and whatnot. Be a little bit in this area, but not too much. Okay. Probably gonna use that all in different territories. Good. So, let's build the next things that we need. So we need an granary. Thinking of that we're gonna have probably around here and on this flank our farm going on. I'm gonna use the granary spot to be somewhat over here. Difficult decision. I'm gonna place it over there. Then probably over here we're gonna have our little village going on towards the northern border. Or we can start it up here as well. So our village position, I think, will be over to the left. Let's quickly check it again. There's not a lot of fertility over here, and we have underground water in the vicinity available. Good, a hunter's camp has been constructed. I'm gonna assign 1 family over here that will start to then become hunters and go out, bring in their first prey, hang them up here, take care of them. I love the attention to detail. I love the attention to detail. There's somewhat here and then slight status, so keep that in mind. It's still in early access, still in development. There'll be, of course, a lot of performance improvements as well. So, up next, we're going to focus on constructing our granary. This should be our highest priority. Followed by a woodcutter's lodge that we will use to chop down the trees from over here. I think this is where we're gonna build our village up here in the town, towards the border. Yes. So, for the tree cutter, gonna make you over here to take care of this wooded area first. Good, a lot of the burgers are coming over here already and digging the construction for the granary. Let's have a look at this in high speed, how they are bringing the wood and taking care of this building. Looks like they decided that the woodcutter's hut should be constructed earlier than our lovely granary. Even though this one has the highest priority. We still do have the stone. Interesting. In the meantime, a message has appeared. I have heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor against those who have wronged me. I hope you will not judge me by the rumors and slander that some may spread about me. Signed and sealed by the own seal, Hildebold von Berenut. I'm gonna write back. This is our AI who's working outside of it, and I love the way of how you can interact in terms of diplomacy, or at least this will be, of course, build out more and more in depth later on, but you're basically dragging certain parts into your letter that you will send out. I would love to see them actually then have NPCs running away with that notes towards the other nobleman, and a possibility to be intercepted by wildlife or bandits, and then maybe your response or your request to help or whatever you want to do with them never arrives, and you are wondering what happened. You have no rights to claim Selbitz and Hofstetten. That's what we're gonna send him. Letter has been sent. So we're waiting for the last bit of stone. Here he comes. Walking in over here. Mr. Peter. And dropping off the stone. I've lowered a little bit the graphics to high and played a lot with the DLSS a little bit in terms of having a better performance. I'm playing with a 2080 Ti. Here's the last stone.
Nice work.
Constructing the last piece up here. I've seen a lot of structures being living in Romania in my youth, and it gives me a little bit of a homesickness, I have to say, watching this. So we are signing a family over here to the granary. They will bring in food from other stations, and they will also go out and create a marketplace to give it to the people. So how much wood do we have left? 5 timber. We still need a storehouse. The storehouse should be, I mean, we're gonna have the families over here. Let's have the storehouse over here. On this roundabout angle. This should be our next priority. Gonna request more markets. Yeah. We're gonna make markets in a bit. So that leaves us 3 timber. With 3 timber, we should be able to make the first plot of a family house. But they also need access to water. Water will be over here. So we'll have here a water spot. I'm gonna have maybe around the storehouse. No, we're gonna drag it over here, closer up here. We're gonna have the water. We're gonna have a marketplace on this spot and encircle it somewhat with the houses. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So, let's make the roads designation first. Want a little bit of a curve. Don't have to be perfect. Exactly. Gonna make a full round. There we go. So then we're gonna place the first burger house. This will be a very long one because they will also plant some carrots in their garden. And of course we want them to have a long space to do that. So let's place them up here. I love that you have to design 4 spots. And then the building itself will be started to construct. I'm going to do a minus over here, so we want just 1 spot to be. Maybe I'll even drag it out a little bit further. Let's see, like this. And then like this. And then we'll say minus and minus. And that will be 1 house with a potential of an extra house to have 2 families go in here. And all this spot will be created for gardening. So, construct. This will be our next house. This, of course, should have the priority to be constructed first. We see over here Peter bringing in the bread into the granary. And here we have our dear Peter, who's chopping on the tree, making use of it, cutting it into the form he needs in order to be transported. Also, just previously I noticed that I had a wood cutting camp instead of a logger camp. So they used my wood to make us more fuel. That was not necessarily bad. But we need the timber very, very strong in order to expand, to make our people not homeless, so their approval is not going too low, and we lose their approval, and they move away, and ultimately destroy and fail our lovely, lovely new home. That still needs a name. Still needs a name. As a little reminder for those who like our videos, subscribe to the channel and are actively in the comments, we'll be having a chance to win a copy of Manor. Another tree is falling in the background. As soon as you have jobs available for the people, and you go and click on the building, on people, and then you can have a look at the specific person who's working there, and by clicking on them, the camera goes on them and focuses, and you can follow their daily path. We're gonna do that if the channel reaches to 1,000 subscribers and we have the first supporters going in. We're gonna name people after the villagers and follow them for a day and see what they do. And who knows, maybe some crazy storyline comes out of that. And we find out certain nasty secrets of them. I'm just kidding, of course. It's very simple over here. You can then quickly rename them and give them their own name. So we're gonna have, for example, 2 Peters. So, look at that. Herman and his wife, Margaret, are already plowing the fields and not each other. And are planting the first carrots over here. I wonder if later on you can design what kind of crops or what kind of plantations you want. Also, we can expand the living space over here, since we have another spot of living space next to it that we saw when we were drawing the plot lines. So we're going to do that right away. And then we're going to need, from the loggers camp, someone to not be a logger anymore. So we can have a group of families bringing in the things that need to be brought in. The supplies have been lifted from there. That means we don't need somebody in the storehouse as of now. So we can bring that out as well. So we have another family unassigned to bring them to construction. And you bring in the resources from the hunting camp still. Perfectly. The hitching post, I would like to... Should we bring another ox? Why not? Let's bring another ox in as well. To the hitching post. So we're buying and ordering another ox, and some trader will come in and bring in the ox. And then we can designate one of the ox to the logging camp, for example, so they can focus on bringing in the logs and taking care of that. There you go. So bring some, what is that, meat? He's hanging up some meat up here. Yeah, got some nice potential for spare ribs. A good stelze with some kren in mustard. I'm liking this already. Then we can, of course, upgrade our certain buildings as well if we have the material for it. But our main problem over here at the moment is more home space and a water source for the home space. A well. So the well will be constructed here in the middle. Perfect. And then we will need a marketplace that we will start over here, move over here, move over there, and then plot it up here. Probably too big of a marketplace, but that's okay. This shall be our marketplace. That means we can then also alter the roads a little bit over here. And start again. There we go. Beautiful. Then we have even a little bit of a spot over here for one house. Even two, potentially. But without a garden backyard thing. Plot is too small. Fair enough. What if we do like this? There we go. One house with a backyard position as well. Perfect. I love that you can make the coolest creations and alterations thanks to this plot dragging and not your typical everything looks symmetrical kind of situation. Not enough stable at place. That is okay. We're gonna make another hitching post right over here. Over here. There we go, hitching post. Right next to the logging camp. So, it already shows that we have two oxens. One of the oxens will be straight up over here as a permanent livestock assignment. He's bringing in the wood. The well has already got its log. And also the first logs are coming in here for the second house. There we go. Well has been constructed. Beautifully. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully. So we're fast forwarding. And having a look on how this will expand. We also got our first stall over here. a family who's taking care of the granary back there has made their first marketplace where we brought some first tools. Probably they're gonna bring in the bread and some meat over here very soon as well. I see the first fields has also been already planted. We have some carrots growing, although they more look like cabbages to me, if you ask me. They look like more like cabbage heads. Was it not generally carrots per se, but just a vegetable garden? I have to check the tooltip again. Might be wrong. There we go. Some logs coming in. Perfect. So, let's make this as highest priority. So we have then the second house over here built before we start our next burger plot. And we're gonna fast forward over here. Oh, looks like they brought the wood in earlier than I could assign the priority over there. And are constructing the next house. Okay, we have a little entrance over here with an coverage over the entrance house. Then we get a little poop house over here, or some potential storage room. No, it looks more like a storage room. Man, I love the attention to detail. It's so good. So good. Good. Water access, yes. Rest of the access, not yet. And we have a family member who joins one of the settlers. Very nice. Very nice. Still 5 families, but they have grown. There comes the second piece of wood. And with that, it will start the construction of the second house. Of that, we have already access to the well. Look at them bringing in some wares and also some food to the stall. Nice. Construction has been completed. And so we have a second small house for another family who can live in this one. Vegetable garden. Okay, it's a vegetable garden, not per se just carrots. Makes sense, makes sense. This one over here looks like potential of carrots from the roots of it. I cannot really tell yet. But this is 100% cabbage. It reminds me of that pickled cabbage thing that is very common in Romania. It just gives me a gag reflex because I ate once some very badly made ones, and ever since I just can't. I just can't. I can't eat them. So we're hoping for them to bring in some of the wood for the new hitching post. There we go. The wood has been brought in. Soon the construction will start. So we see some digging, some preparations of the grounds, some first hammering. And a hitching post has been constructed. Very good. Very good. Love that we have already a designated ox for the logging camp, bringing in a lot of wood. There we go. We have 7 timber. That means we can already plan for our next position. I would like to relocate the hitching posts as well, to bring them over here for the moment. And hopefully this homeless part will be gone as we're going to build more houses. So I think I'm going to attach right next to it another very strong and big one. Although I have this homeless people over there still. So probably not a good idea yet. But how about we were moving that over here. Let's start the entrance from here to here, moving it to the corner of the storage room, and then drag it over like this. So we have somewhat of a space of 3 plots with a backyard garden for 6 timber. There we go. All facing to the middle of our marketplace and the well. And then we have over here a spot for a potential church, for example. Well, we have a good starting situation, even though I misplaced our logging camp to a woodcutter's camp at the beginning. But it's looking nice. It is looking nice. Let's have a quick stroll through what we have created so far. Over here, our storage room. The granary with some hanging meat back there. The fire burns at the logging camp. And let's walk up here to the first homes. Greetings, Matilda. I hope you had a wonderful stay in my apologies, in our new home that has no name yet. I hope one of those godly spirits who are watching us might bring us some incentive of what name this village shall have. Yeah, bring the shovel out. I hope you have cleaned thy room. Oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Just came out of the home and going over here, making sure to build the next plot. So back then we have the food stall already, selling some nice, well-dried hanged meat, and some bread. Oops, nobody's here to fight off the flies. You there? Are you the fellow salesman of this lovely stall? Yes, you are? Okay. Well done. Well done. Make sure that there's no flies in the meats. You know, they leave little eggs, and it's just disgusting to see the white lava crawling all about. Let's have a look here. Oh. Good day, sir. Good day. Bringing on the ox on the stroll. Hello, milady over there, dear sir. Working on the cabbage fields? Very well, very well. We have constructed another house, so another family might move in to help you with this big fields of a garden that you have here. I hope the helping hands will come very soon. Let's go to the hunters and have a look at what they are doing. Still some homeless people living over here. I'm not enjoying the sight. Well done, good sir, for moving the hitching post away from this busy land of peace. Piece of land. My. Who has left the carts in the middle of the way and not using it, milady? No? You there back there? I will have a word with you, fellow citizens. I shall follow you. Are you going to the hunter's camp? Interesting that their walking speed is a little bit faster than our own. I would like for a walking speed that is the same speed. So you are walking at the same speed with them, so you can, you know, accompany someone and walk with them where they go and what they do. Aha! I see your fellow hunters have caught something. Been up here taking care of it, working the meat. I see. You have pulled down the leather already. Very strong lady you have there, who's helping you with the work, carrying out the carcass. Well done, sir. Well done. Well done. You should stop poking the air, for that is looking rather maniacal than good. Ah, I see. You've prepared thy meat. Are you plonking it on the table? Very well. Very well. And you are ready to hunt. Good. I shall follow you, for I want to see. I hope you do not mind that I'm just standing here, not crouching with you. How cool would it be if you could actively take part in the activities? Go there and help chopping the tree, or control the ox to bring the wood. Or sneak with your... aim? Oh, and shot! Have you hit? You're walking very, very carelessly. You have hit thy target. And what is it? A big bull. And you carry it. I see, I see. You throw some ropes around it and drag it behind you. I wonder if it's doable to see some ragdolls over here so that their dragging and whatnot is not too stiff. But then again, that's just a small detail overall. Already, the game has such a love to the attention of being as accurate as possible to the time periods and make the whole building feel alive, the whole interaction, the woozle factor, as we call it over here in the German-speaking area, be good. Until next time, until we meet again. And so, my dear Vikings, I bid you a good night. We have seen our first steps in our lovely village that has no name yet. I'm very curious what kind of names you will bring us. And I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, I wish you all the best. And don't forget to like and subscribe.